Good morning. Welcome to another week. Today is Monday, the 9th of June, and yeah, we are here to look at what the market has for us. Let's start with the weekly time frame. So, looking at how the weekly chart is behaving, I think we might come for previous week high. On the dollar index, which comes in at 99.42, and then we will see what price we do after that. On the high time frame basis, the drawn liquidity is still down here. Okay, we are still expecting price to go down here, which is 97.92, but in the near term, price is looking like it's rejecting this last week's low or 2 weeks ago's low. So we might be coming up here and then rejecting. Now, as I mentioned, this month, the month of June, is a month where price likes to stay in consolidation a lot, so be careful. If you get into a trade, don't expect price to run a high and continue going, or price to run a low and continue going, because chances are it might just pull back within the range after taking out the high or taking out the low. So with that said, that is the expectation for this week. They might go for this high and then reject. On the daily time frame, we do have a high probability of that happening because we have a swing low here. So this is just a pullback, and we're gonna go up here, especially this one, 99.35. That's likely going to be taken, if not today, tomorrow. All right, so expect this high to be taken going into this week. Okay, we probably might do it today or tomorrow, depending. Now, if they leave a fair value gap within this New York session, which is between the 2 o'clock to 5, then that will be your entry to go and attack these highs. On euro, that means the opposite. We'll be expecting euro to go down based on their weekly time frame. Now, going forward, I think, not even think, this is what I'm gonna do. I'll be just looking at these pairs. Okay, I want us to focus, and the reason is based on what I have got to understand about the market. Looking at so many of them is not gonna help, so we'll be looking at these pairs every single week, and that will help me to actually go from a higher time frame to even the lowest time frame, to get some scalps, day trades, or even swing trades. Okay, so that's in the pipe coming. We'll be using these ones, but for now, for this week, we'll go through all of them, and then I will start transitioning into just those pairs, and then on top of that, we'll do the cryptos. So last week euro took out that high, hence we'll be taking out this low potentially, and based on the daily, this is a pullback and we are going to come for this low and then that low. It's just a mirror of the dollar index. British pound, same thing. We went up and we're seeing a rejection. I think this would be a nice level to basically sell short. This one here. That'll be the trade for the day if it does pull back to it. Okay, so the trade for the day is for price to come and attack this low. So watch this candle's low. If we pull back to it, you want to sell short, but leave your stop loss above this candle's high and then aim for that low. Okay, so that will be the trade for today, probably even the trade for the week, because you never know, maybe price might not give us any trade idea till end of the week. So that's that. Apart from that, let's look at the Australian dollar. So from the weekly perspective, that also took out the previous week high. The only problem is we did not close below previous day's low, so not high probability. We leave that alone. Maybe with what price is currently doing, we might reject previous day's high, break in this down candle, and then you can look for a sell to go down. So if you break this, you can look for a sell to go down. Let's look at the New Zealand dollar. I think New Zealand dollar will be the same. Yeah, it's the same. That actually closed below previous day's low, so this is a pullback. This doesn't have the down candle. It doesn't have the down candle, so I think Aussie will be a good one, and then pound. Okay, so those two, Aussie and then pound. New Zealand, leave it alone. I think pretty much that's it. This pair, I was watching it for a potential move to the upside beginning of the week, but as it stands, they have traded through the New York session gap and the London session gap, so I'm not really convinced on what it wants to do, so I'll leave that alone. Initially this week I wanted them to hold this gap and send it up, but they've traded through it, so I'm not interested anymore. So let's look at gold. So gold, I was looking forward for the previous week low to be taken. They have, and so far price is rejecting. It traded through this last up candle, so I'm watching to see if this London impulse, I think on the H4 we've gone above this down candle here. I want to see if this London impulse above this high will hold. So watch this. Okay, watch that. If we go below it, then they will continue going down. So watch this. If price goes below it, then they'll continue going down. Crude oil. So we are inside that weekly / monthly gap, and this up candle, this down candle, this to me is a redistribution. We've opened the month and then we started going up first, so I'll be expecting a rejection above this high. Where we are now, I'm expecting a rejection. On the daily, it looks like that. Alright, so I'm expecting price to reject from here, or it can go a little bit higher, that's fine, but whatever happens, we are looking for price to resume going lower based on the monthly time frame. So watch this crude oil maybe tomorrow. It can happen today, it can happen tomorrow. Just watch it for a reversal. So far I like the way it's going up, right? It's just all up candles, so who knows, it might just break down. So watch the New York session. If we see one big down candle breaking this, then we are ready to continue moving lower, and that probably might be the high of the month, because let me see if I can find. Yeah, so this is where the month opened, and we've been going up since. And June is a month where price actually goes down. Let me double check with the seasonal tendencies. For you. Yeah. So all the way up to the 21st of June, crude oil usually drops down. It actually starts from April and then drops down to June. So that's April, and then it drops down to June. Hence, I'm not surprised we're pulling back, and then we might have another drop. Let me measure the range. Okay, so those are levels in here, or that's the OTE 618. Actually touches the, yeah, just a little bit above it. This week is gonna be fun. All right, ES. So ES, we've last week rejected the previous week high, but we failed to kind of close below this down candle here. Now to me it's compressing, and it's either we reject here. Okay, they've tapped into, let me zoom in. that small little gap. They've tapped into that small little gap, and maybe price might come back one more time to take out this high, and then we resume going lower. If they close above this high on a daily basis, which is Friday's high and last week high on a daily basis, then price will reach for 6067. That's if we close. Okay, so the keyword is closing above the previous week high or Friday's high on a daily basis, then price will reach for the 6067 level. Okay, so keep an eye on it, and then let's see. It's still early, it's Monday, so this New York session will give us more information. Moving on to the crypto market, which is okay. So AI16, I think last week we talked about this gap. The fact that they were able to close above it was a high probability they were going to go above this high, and you've seen so far prices reacting exactly as we called down here, that they were going to come into this and then potentially reject. I like the rejection below previous week low, so price is likely gonna come up here. It's gonna come up here, which is the 0.2565 level, and I would like to see a big candle closing above it, right? If we get that, they will start aiming for momentum to go and break that resistance level, the 45 level. If we can close aggressively above this down candle, it will gather momentum to go and break above this. So those of you that were here, if you were able to buy down there, great. If you didn't, not too late, you can get in before it starts shooting up. Solana, I think same thing. We went through that gap on the H4, and you said that they're going to use that to continue going up. It did here and it did here. Nice push away. So far so good. We are on track. I think how the week is gonna close will be the next thing to watch out. As it stands, they're gonna go for that previous week high. So that's 163.72. That's the next draw on liquidity. Bitcoin, amazing so far. They did drop into it and then they've started rejecting. I like the momentum that we have in here. They've gone above this up candle, so I think pretty much it's done. This move to continue going up, especially with how today's candle is behaving. It's aggressively closing above previous week high on a daily basis, so that's a good sign. I would like to see a gap form. Okay, I would like to see a gap form. If we form a gap, then that's it. I'm convinced we are going up, but if we can form a gap, then we're going to make all-time highs again. and then we start aiming for the extensions that I mentioned over here. So you can go back and then rewatch the extension levels that I gave. Ethereum is lagging. I don't know why, but it has a gap over here, so it's gonna be difficult for this to catch up with what Bitcoin is doing. So if I were you, I'll focus on it. I'll focus on AI16, Solana, Bitcoin, and then I'll leave Ethereum alone because it's gonna struggle to go through this imbalance. But with the momentum on Bitcoin, it can break it and go higher, but it's a strong resistance level because the drop was too aggressive. Let me drop down to the H4. Yeah, it's too aggressive to the downside. I wouldn't trade this one for longs right now. I'll focus on AI, Solana, and Bitcoin. Hype. So hype did not come for the fair value gap, and it looks like it's going up. It's gonna take out this high, previous week high, but how we trade above it is gonna be key. Do we reject immediately or do we stay above it? That's gonna give us more clue as to whether they want to continue going up or they will reject after going above it. So let's see if price can stay above it on a daily close basis. Then we will resume the buying to continue going up. However, if it rejects immediately and then starts coming down, then they might come back and dip into that fair value gap. I still have my eye on that gap because it should have traded to it to form the low of the month. XRP, we had a nice rejection last week, and you can see they've gone above the up candle. I like it. It looks like they might expand up, equal highs into this fair value gap. So 2.3621 to 2.3896. That's the draw on liquidity as it stands. All right, so these two levels are the draw on liquidity, so we are locked in for buys to trade up here. And then lastly, Chachki, we've come back down aggressively. That's good. That's what I want to see. Now let's see if they can start climbing back up. All right, because that will, I think this drop is aggressive. It's emotionally charged, hence we might start seeing a reversal on Chachki this week. Maybe starting from today or tomorrow, we must start seeing aggressive retracement or reversal, right? So watch, I think on the H4, the last imbalance, that will be your key as to whether it's reversing or not. So watch this one here. I think it made an attempt with this candle and then immediately rejected. So watch that, because we might trade through it and then start making our way back up, because this last drop here is so aggressive. It has cleared out anyone that was looking to buy. Okay, so that's pretty much it. On the crypto side, we are back in being bullish, and on the currency side, I think I gave you pound, Aussie. Any of the two will be good for a potential sell for today. Okay, so short and sweet, I'll see you same time tomorrow. I think I've taught enough, and you all know much. I don't have to go into much details. This is why I like teaching, because once I teach you, when I come, I just point and then you shoot, because you know whatever I'm pointing to, you understand. So that's it for now. I'll see you same time tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Take care.